Elden Ring is one of the video games I have ever played with 331 different awards. It's neat because it's a big open world to explore and you can make your own character to explore it. Play with friends and you get a plethora of different weapons, all in a game that is simple enough to not seem like it's something only for devout fans to spend hours figuring out the story of. Not that it's a bad thing to be, but it'd be easier for many to be interested in something that can be explained in easy terms. So, I'm going to do my best to summarize this game as simply as possible. So, first off, you choose your character's look and profession. Magic stuff, sword stuff, knife stuff, it's not super complicated if you can guess what each of their names mean. After creating your own medieval clone, you're given a convoluted speech about finding a thing, and the video game starts. You can put on more clothes, find cool weapons, and find stuff to put on your cool weapons. Make this dark fantasy movie your own. Anyways, now's the hard part. What's going on in this place, the lands between where you end up in? This place is ruled by a queen named Marika. She was chosen by God to rule the land, and lives in the giant magic Erd tree with a magical sentient guard dog, Malekith. She decided to get married to a guy named Godfrey, who is a powerful warrior. Godfrey achieved the rank of demigod because of this. They had 3 kids, and Marika had an army take over all of the lands between. Marika's army was able to take over most of the lands, but was held off by people called Lyrinians. A guy named Radagon was in charge of the army at the time, and he decided to instead marry the Lyrinian queen Renala after not being able to beat her in the war. Meanwhile, Godfrey the warrior ran out of people to battle, and so Marika told him and his people to leave elsewhere. He may be needed again, but for now he stopped all the big threats to Marika's order. Because of this, Godfrey and his people stopped being blessed by the Elden Ring and became a different kind of people known as the Tarnished. Now, Marika wanted a new consort. She chose Radagon. Radagon left his wife Renala for Marika and gave Renala a powerful item called a Great Rune. These Great Runes are parts of the Elden Ring, which is what controls the way the world works in the lands between. One of those great runes was also given to Marika's magic sentient guard dog, which is the rune that controls death. Nonetheless, their departure left Renala very heartbroken, and the people she led realized that Renala wasn't as powerful as they thought. Because of this, Renala's students rebelled, and she ended up locked in a place called the Grand Library, where she now experiments with reincarnation. Radagon and Marika got married and had 3 more children, and being married to Marika made the children that Radagon had with Renala also get the rank of demigod stepchildren. One of Renala's children is named Rani, or Ranai, depending on your pronunciation. She was also given a magical guard dog because she was chosen by God to eventually replace Queen Marika as the ruler of the lands between. But Rani did not want to do that because that means she'd be controlled by God completely. So she hatched a plan. She stole a fragment of the rune that controls death from Marika's guard dog and made some weapons with it. That death rune weapon could be used to kill one of Marika's demigod children. There's a ritual that can be done when killing someone, which could potentially free her from being a future queen. She has some assassins called the Black Knives kill someone at random in order to do that ritual. Unfortunately, they happened to choose one of Marika's children, who was named Godwyn. Godwyn died that night, and that made Marika very sad. In her anger, she stopped supporting God's will and shattered the Elden Ring, to her husband Radagon's dismay. God was unhappy with this, so he trapped both Radagon and Marika inside the Erd Tree, where they essentially became one being. With Queen Marika basically incapacitated, each of her demigod children tried to take all of the Elden Ring's great runes for themselves by force. Because of this, the lands between is now a war zone for the demigods and whatever armies they get to fight each other for the rest of the Elden Ring. Now, This is where you come in. You are one of the Tarnished, revived by Radagon using Marika's god powers and tasked with reuniting the Elden Ring. You've been given transportation to a secret Tarnished hideout by a mysterious woman named Melina, as well as a horse-goat thing named Torrent. That basically summarizes the entire story of Elden Ring. On a final note, I urge you watching this video to comment or take a look at the comments, as they're bound to be info that I've missed. So, the comment section probably has some corrections and random details about this whole thing. And if you want to see more simplified lore, then leave a comment or something so I'll know. See you next time. Guest 606 out.